If something is free, easy to use, and high quality, why wouldn't you try that first? Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Turnout Tutorials. My name is Ben Moody. I'm the owner of Turnout Marketing, and I'm really excited to share with you today the various free and low-cost options that you have available to you to market your business online. Now, as a company, I predominantly use free open source software for video editing, image editing, stuff like that. So I've really kind of done that research to find out what works best for at least my business and will hopefully work for yours. And in that research, I've kind of been able to cast out those programs that you download and you find out it's only a 30-day free trial, or you have to upgrade to output the video. So I've kind of gone through that whole process, and I want to share it to save you that time, because we all know that time is very important. Sometimes it's more important than money. But I digress. So let's get back to the point. We're going to cover a wide array of different tools that you have available for you, including video editing, image editing, website coding software, camera stands, microphones, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into that. So the first thing I want to get into is video. Recording video, editing that video, and then posting it online to your website or YouTube or wherever. I'm going to make the assumption that you have access to a camera that can record high quality video. With the majority of people owning smartphones and those smartphones having great cameras, I think it's a fair assumption to make. For instance, I record on my iPhone 4K at 30 frames per second, and that works great for me. Good enough that I wouldn't feel justified in buying an expensive camera. But figure out what works best for you. If you feel that you need a better camera, more high quality video than it is, then by all means, please research and find what works out best for you. And if you find a great deal, go ahead and comment, and maybe I'll be looking to upgrade my camera. My second assumption is that you have access to internet to upload the video and to download, video editing software. And I think that's a fair assumption, because while I can't help you talk your internet bill down, I can tell you that there's a bunch of places that you can go that offer free internet to their customers, examples being Starbucks and Panera. So that's the second assumption. Now that we got those two things out of the way, let's get into things that I feel you might need to help you in recording and editing videos. It's definitely what I use, and I think is really beneficial for everyone to have. Now let's get into what I consider the meat and potatoes for recording video. Now, of course, the free option that you have is to hold the camera at the the selfie angle and take videos that way, and it definitely works for Instagram and for Facebook Live and stuff like that, where it's seen as more genuine and realistic. But for what I use and record videos for, this tutorial being one, I prefer to have a camera stand. And they are not really that expensive. I think the one I have, I paid $13 on Amazon, and it does everything that I need it to do. It has telescopic legs that extend to, I think, 4.5 feet. It has an adapter bracket where I can screw in my phone. It has a level to make sure that the tilt of the camera is straight, and it's worked really great so far. So you don't have to spend that much if you want high quality when recording videos. The second thing for recording videos that I feel is very important is to have an omnidirectional microphone. If you can see right here, clipped onto my shirt is the microphone that I use. It is a wired microphone that plugs right into my iPhone, and it works really well. And I think I only paid $7 for that, so it's really inexpensive. They do make more pricey wireless ones, but that's up to you whether you want to spend the money for those or not. Now we'll go into free video editing software, which I'll be honest was the most frustrating research that I think I've ever done, because all these programs are advertised as free, but once you download them and start using them, you find that certain effects are only on a pro version, or it's a 30-day trial period, and it just gets really annoying. So I kind of done that research, that trial and error for you, and here's what I found to be the best video editing softwares for free. The first one that I used that was legitimately free was Blender. And Blender is not specifically made for video editing. It's just kind of a perk that it offers. It's mainly used for 3D editing and things like that, but you can use it for video. It's just extremely hard to use. The learning curve is really steep, and I consider myself fairly proficient with computers, and I felt it to be really hard to use. So if you're a real computer whiz, then by all means, use Blender, but I ended up deleting it just because it was, it wasn't user-friendly and I was wasting too much time. The next one that I downloaded that I found to be really good and I'm still using now is the VSDC free video editor. It's really good, has a lot of great effects, allows you to insert videos, photos, music, audio files, and really layer text on top of all of that and layer everything. And it's really user-friendly. It's not overly difficult, and it's completely free. I will add a caveat to that. When you first download it, it's kind of confusing because, of course, they're trying to push you to upgrade to the Pro version. And the Pro version, the main thing that I found is hardware acceleration, whatever that is. But you can choose not to buy that, and you can create videos in the free version and export them in high quality, bunch of different formats: MP4, MOV, WMV, whatever you choose to use. So I would take a look at that one and not really waste my time with the other ones, because like I said, it's easy to use, not as steep of a learning curve, and it works really well. Say that you need a program that captures your computer screen and records what you're doing on that. For example, I created a tutorial where I showed how to make a Facebook ad that sends users to your website. So what I needed to do is record the screen as I was going onto my Facebook page and creating that ad, going through each step, and it worked really great. The program that I downloaded is called iSpring FreeCam 8, and it's completely free. It's very easy to use. You just crop the screen size to your screen and then hit record, and that's all you do. Once you finish, it'll export the video for you to use, put in your video editor. If you're looking to design a website and you want to do the coding yourself, then it makes life a lot easier if you have coding software. Now, the general software that's out there is called Dreamweaver, but that is pretty expensive, way too expensive for me. What I found is a free open source coding software called Bluefish that has a lot of the same features as Dreamweaver. It even allows you to preview your website without it being online. So I highly recommend that you download that and check it out. It's a great program. All right, for those users that are big onto Facebook Live and Instagram Live and things like that, you'll want to listen to this, because there's this software called OBS Studio that is free to download and allows you to create live videos, but to record them beforehand. That might sound a little confusing, but let me explain. So say that, okay, A lot of people are selling LuLaRoe. That's the big thing to sell now. And the way that they sell it is they go, mainly people go Facebook Live, sit there and show the product, and then read for the comments and say, okay, you got that. What OBS Studio would allow you to do with that is record your whole product offering, okay, and then put that up onto Facebook Live. And you can sit in your time and really be on top of those comments. As the comments are coming in, you can sit there and respond back to it. You know, if you forget something while you're doing your live recording, so to speak, you can go ahead and add that in there. So it's really beneficial for that example and for a bunch of other things. The next thing I want to get into is image editing. So, you know, if you want to create a graphic for your site or a logo or anything like that, Instagram, social media post, then there's plenty of free options that work really well. The first one that I want to offer you is GIMP Shop. And GIMP Shop is a free open source kind of knockoff version of Photoshop. And the learning curve isn't really steep, but there's plenty of videos online that make it really easy. And once you get a hang of it, it's not that hard to use and you can put out some great stuff. Now, I will say that the only bad thing about GIMP Shop is it converts everything into pixels. So if you're looking to create, you know, really high quality logo that's going to be in various different sizes, it can get pixelated and kind of look blurry at bigger sizes. But you can try it out and use it and see if it works for you. The next free image editing software that I have for you is called Inkscape. And Inkscape is, I found it to be a little harder to use than GIMP Shop, but there's plenty of videos also online where you can kind of learn how to use it. The benefit that I found is Inkscape works with vector instead of pixels. And I wish I could get more in depth than that. Go online and you know, research the difference between the two, but mainly vector is, it provides smooth images, smooth lines, rather than the pixels that can, you know, make the image look blurry or kind of jagged. The final free image editing software I have for you is a little different than the first two. It's called Canva, C-A-N-V-A. It's online, and the only price is that you sign up. You don't have to pay for anything. It's completely free other than putting your name in and creating a username and password. The great thing about Canva is it has awesome options for you, whether it's background, different text overlays. It provides free pictures. It provides great layouts, and it's really awesome. I highly recommend you check it out. It's what I use for every Instagram post, Facebook post, any image I use for my blog post. It's really good. You need to check it out. The last aspect I want to get into with this tutorial is a podcast. Specifically, a podcast recording software that is free and open source. And the best one that I've found to date is called Audacity. The developers have done a really great job with this program. It's extremely simple to use, but very powerful, and you can do a lot of things with it. Go ahead and experiment overlapping tracks and intros and stuff like that. So it's really great. It's completely free. Just go and download it and use it, and really test everything out. All right, guys, so that's really all I can think of right now. I hope it provided you some value for creating that first video, or creating that image for social media, or starting that podcast. I think starting off with free stuff that you can test out and see if you like or not is very beneficial, especially for those starting out. If you find something that works better for you or is more free, go ahead and comment below, and let me know. And you can contact me directly, ben@turnoutmarketing.com, and I'll respond to you there. Also, go on the Facebook page and check out what I have going on there. It's facebook.com/turnoutdigital. I'm also on Snapchat, Turnout Digital, Twitter @TurnoutDigital, and Instagram, Turnout Digital. Keeping a theme with that. So go ahead and check all those out. Check out my other videos, and let me know what you think.